All right, I'm going to call the select board meeting to order on June 3rd, 2024. If you can please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And sorry about being a little late today. We're getting the mic set up, and Glenn Sexton will be here shortly. He got stuck in traffic. So we don't have our meeting until, our open hearing until 6 p.m. So, George, do you have anything for citizen participation? No. Okay. Hello, we just started. All right, and then do we have anything for due frame rentals? Or anything from the town administrator?
A couple items. First is, at our last meeting, we had voted an approval of a payroll warrant because Mr. Labonte hadn't had a chance to be sworn in yet. Mm-hmm. We need to revisit that one vote because you abstained, Crystal, and it required Mr. Labonte and Glenn to approve that warrant. Okay, it's payroll warrant number 24-70 for May 10th, 2024. In the amount of $480,395.31.
So $480,395.31.
Yes.
All right, so I'll entertain a motion to approve payroll warrant number 24-70 from May 10th, 2024 in the amount of $480,395.31.
Motion.
Well, I'm entertaining the motion, so I have to make the motion.
I'll make the motion to accept.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any abstain? Any opposed?
You usually say you abstain for select,
yeah.
and they vote
Because
just
this
for
was
the
the payroll one.
This is
So
the
I-
payroll one.
Okay.
You normally abstain
From the
for
select board and the
teachers' salaries, and by rule of necessity, Glenn and Dave have to vote on.
So I will abstain from the selectman's salary and the teacher's salary from this warrant. And Glenn will vote out of necessity. And so will you. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. I do have 3 rental requests. The first one is for the Brown Ellison soccer fields. It's for Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, starting Monday, June 10th, ending Wednesday, August 14th, 2024. Arrival time is 5:30, departure time is 7. Maximum number of people is 20. They're doing the large soccer field at Brown Ellison Field, and is for soccer practices and instruction being done by Dana Shantanoff for free to the Granby youth.
Very nice.
Next one is due frame rental on June 9th, 2024, arriving 8 a.m., departing 4 p.m. Maximum number of people is 50. It is a tractor pull, and it is for the parking lot area and the pulling track on the Taylor Street side of the park. And the last one is for June 9th, 2024, arriving 10:30 a.m., departing 3:30 p.m. No liquor authorized, number of people 40, it's a birthday party, and it's in the large pavilion, gazebo, and large field.
for correspondence, I do have, I think you also should have this in front of you too. There was only 2 copies given. So this is a letter from a resident about opposition to the gravel pit project on Trotsky Ave. So Chris, we'll save a copy for you to put it in the file. I think myself and Glenn were the only ones who got the letter.
I don't believe I have that one.
You know, they were high confident and those are the ones who get paid.
Okay. I didn't think I saw it. Thank you.
So that's going to do a copy, so I'll have Chris enter it into our gravel permit. I'll just remember to give it to Chris to reply. And then you should have a folder over there, Dave, that's for correspondence as well. Was there anything else in that folder?
I
Should
have
say correspondence, new business.
new business and departmental.
Okay, so then we don't have any other correspondence.
I do have one other piece, but I'll talk about it.
Okay.
It is, we received, actually the board received a letter from a Paul Bolio from 142 Carver Street. And he has a concern regarding lot sizes that are being advertised for sale. And the problem is they are in the town water supply protection district. Lot sizes are being sold, or look like they're about 40,000 square feet. Anything in that district has to be 60,000 square feet. So he's requesting that the town notify the owner of those lots that please be advised that the lots are not compliant with the current town bylaws and that they will not be able to be
Okay.
built on there, a non-buildable lot in their current configuration.
Now, is that something that we would have the building commissioner write the letter for, since he's the zoning enforcement officer?
He can notify him, yeah.
He has notified them? Okay.
All right, so just so that we just don't want someone to buy the lot thinking it's a buildable lot and then find out that it isn't.
Most contracts say they have to be a buildable lot, but they buy them for it.
Yeah,
They
but
don't meet
still.
the restricted quota restrictions.
The only other question I have for the board is, first Monday in July is July 1st. Does the board want to meet that day, or do they want to meet Monday after the 4th? I don't know if people go away
Yeah, I'm not
that
on
weekend.
vacation, so it's not a conflict for me.
There are 5 Mondays and
Yes, there are 5 Mondays in July.
Would you be able to meet the 1st, or do you
Yeah.
have vacation?
No, not until the 13th, I believe.
So you're looking at, if July 1st doesn't work, July 8th? And then we would do would the following meeting still be the 15th, or would you want to push it to the
That's up to the
22nd?
board.
Okay.
I will not be here.
And I
And
guess
I
you're
shall
pushing
not
it to
be
the
here on the
second. I
22nd.
guess you're pushing it to the 22nd.
Well, no, you're not here.
I'm not here on the 22nd.
So that puts us out.
You're not here on the 22nd, Rich?
And I'm here on the 1st, the 8th, and the 29th.
You want to just do the 8th and 29th?
Can you do that? Can you do the 8th and the 29th?
Yep.
So that way there's not so much distance between the two meetings.
Yeah. That sounds good.
Get that notice out there too, because that's opposite what our regular schedule is, the first and third Mondays in the morning, so.
Mm-hmm.
So we still have, Chris, did you have anything else for us?
No, I'm all set right now.
So we still have some time before the open hearing, so we can go to departmental reports first. Entertain a motion to approve departmental reports.
I'd like a motion to approve departmental reports.
Second,
Second motion.
any further discussion?
I did read through one, Jeremy Carrier's, report for dew frames for the pond. Seems like he's there twice a week, every week, with a problem with the beavers because they're jamming up the dams, if that's correct. Is there any way that we could eliminate that process for him by possibly having these beavers relocated? Or is it something that it can't?
We would need to get permission from the Conservation Commission
Right.
first.
Okay. And then would that be something that the state would step in on to possibly move them, or do we not want to?
I doubt it. I know they frown upon relocating beavers a lot of
Okay.
times. We can check with the Conservation Commission, see what they would like to do. But I think just relocating one or two isn't gonna solve the
Solve
problem.
the problem
Because they're just gonna come back from upstream even more
farther.
to take care of it.
It was just a thought process because I see it in every report. So, something that I thought about. I know they
Just like
do it in
how
other
he-
locations.
Just like out here, we had the same issue here until we were able to rake it just on this side here, and they pretty much leave it be, so it allows the water to go down.
Good.
You talk a little bit more loudly. We can barely hear.
Taking the two of the mics in front of us. So on Saturday, I actually saw Glenn there too. We were out there Tots and Bobbers, and there was people pulling the sticks out of there themselves too. So I think people are also trying to help in the efforts with the sticks jamming the dam, but, so Chris, we would have to reach out to the Conservation Commission and see what their thoughts are first. Is that something that you or Kathy can do and see if they want to discuss it more at the next meeting?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have gotten really good reports from parents and about Jeremy's maintenance of the grounds for the baseball fields and stuff too, so that's good news.
Yeah.
I know it's hard when it rains a lot, the grass grows.
Yeah.
The fertilizer, it just keeps getting longer and longer, and so it's hard to maintain it and keep it short enough for the kids. So we did have citizen participation prior to doing our business, but we will have the open hearing at 6 o'clock. All right. So besides Jeremy's report, was there anything else you wanted to discuss? Or anything you had questions on? I did really like the building commissioner's report. He's done a lot. I know there was a lot to do. I know in between building commissioners, there was a lot of cleanup, a lot of things left. But from his report, it sounds like he's doing a really good job.
It looks like he is catching up to it.
Yeah. And I like that he's going digital too.
And he's putting his own personal touches on it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, did you get a chance to touch base with him, Dave, on?
I did. I spoke to him on Friday,
Okay.
and in regards to his report, saying that he was catching up and he is working diligently to create files to move forward and continue with that work. He did say there was a lot of backlog, so he'll continue to work on that and get it going forward.
I'm not the only one who's hearing that, right?
No.
The squealing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe Starbucks.
Making it worse.
I know. Is that better?
It's better.
Is it still squealing for you guys too?
He's still here.
Are they too close maybe, or?
No, I think I'm over here.
Good? That's fine.
Oh.
I think it's gonna.
All right, so if there's nothing more, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstain? All right, so we've got 6 more minutes. Do we want to start the maintenance warrants? Might go, I know, we might go over though. Is that okay? All right, so we'll start the maintenance warrants. It's, well, not just maintenance, sorry, the warrants.
Warrants, all warrants. Okay. Make a motion for authorization for payments on 5/17/2024 for warrant number 70S for $91,294.16.
Second the motion?
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Do sign it first. Doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter, you can just sign it and then just pass it down, and we keep it paper clip because all this has to go with it.
With it, yes.
Yep. Are you missing the paper clip?
Oh, there's one
Okay.
here, sorry.
And there'll be 2 for each warrant to sign too.
Give you all of it.
Oh, absolutely.
I dropped mine out of the way.
I don't sign in pink or purple, so let me see if I got another black one. I think it did, yeah. And so that one's the same one, so you'll sign that and pass it down as well,
I'm sorry.
because we have 2 per warrant.
Is that the AC though? That's looking at this, or is that just feedback?
I think it's the feedback because it wasn't doing it before.
I heard it in meetings like that, so.
I wanna make sure all they don't hear in the recording is.
Right. Now I can hear it.
I think it is the AC unit.
Yeah. All right, next one.
I make a motion for authorization for payment for warrant number 70 dated 5/17/2024 for the sum of $137,236.07.
Do you have a second?
I'll second the motion.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
So that one's not gonna have the warrant number on the front page. It's gonna be on the second page, but it's warrant number 71. And it's a payroll warrant.
Payroll account summary. I make a motion for payroll account summary, Town of Granby warrant number 71, dated 5/21/2024.
I'll second the motion.
And the amount of, that's gonna be on the first page.
There's a lot of totals there.
No, last
There.
one. All the way up.
There it is.
Top one, the most.
For the sum of $453,979.05. Is that right?
No, it should be 466,057.
Hold on.
Yep.
My apologies, wrong number. For the sum of $466,057.72.
I'll second the motion.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, sorry.
And I will abstain from the teacher's salary and the select board salary.
Myself will vote out of necessity for the select board salary.
You should be okay, because that's just separate for that one, right? And then that one just goes on top.
Sorry.
Okay, good.
You got that.
Takes a little while.
A lot of paper.
Yes, it does.
All right, so we'll just finish up with this warrant, and if you guys don't mind, we'll return back to it since we're at 6 o'clock for the open hearing. And you should have one more day for this one,
Yeah.
and then we'll come back to those after the open hearing. Right, so at this time, 6:01, we will open the public hearing. I will entertain a motion for the public hearing for the gravel permit application by LJ Development LLC, applicant and owners James and Kathy A. Slate, ETAL, 44 Mercier Drive, Belchertown, Mass., to remove earth materials from property located on Tronky Ave as per the zoning bylaw, Section 5, Special Use Regulations and Performance Standards 5.8, earth removal of the town of Granby. So I'm going to entertain a motion from the board at this time to reschedule the meeting because our special town council, Attorney Costa, could not be present with us today.
Continue there.
Continue the hearing. Thank you.
I'll make a motion that we continue the meeting to a later date. And check our calendars. And regards to when our special counsel will be available as well. Chris, you have the dates he's available? All right.
Do you want to see him?
And Sarah, I do also have the date in my email as well. And then we also have to make sure that the applicant and the attorney can also be present. Right, so do you want me to say them out loud and then see what works for you and the applicant as well?
We can do that.
So the dates that are available are Wednesday, June 12th, Tuesday, June 18th, Wednesday, June 19th, or Wednesday, June 26th.
19th is a state holiday.
Right, Juneteenth.
So I could do 12 Wednesday?
Yeah.
Or 26. I'll be
Okay.
gone that week in between.
I can't do the 26th show.
I can do the 12th, if you guys are available on the 12th. Which is next Wednesday. Chris, were you able to reach out to the applicant and their attorney to see if they were available on those dates? Or were we waiting to?
I'm here to do that.
Okay.
I'm gonna propose that we continue this. We've got prior obligations and our attorneys. In August, we're in the middle of the summer, middle of the just after midnight. Everybody's got their sound.
So you don't have any dates prior to that from other engagements?
We could meet on the next scheduled select board meeting in September if you like.
Okay.
The first one available in September.
So Monday the 2nd is Labor Day, so we wouldn't meet on that day. So it would either be the 3rd, Chris, right? Or we default to the following Monday. And there are 5 Mondays in that month as well. So in September, would you guys want to do, since there are 5 Mondays, would you guys want to do kind of what we're doing for July? Do the 9th and the 23rd?
What I'd like to do, since it's a lot of people attending the meetings, I'd like to just schedule it on its own.
Yeah.
So we're not putting it up against other stuff we have going on at a regular meeting.
Yeah.
That way, I mean, I know one of the times we had people leaving.
We can't be.
I didn't want it to echo. I thought before it was echoing when I was talking. So, just looking at a separate date for this meeting. I know, like I said last time, we had some people that, because the meeting ran late, they left.
Yep.
So, again, I want to make sure people have their time. If they have anything to say, they have the time to do that. So, instead of putting it within one of our regular meetings, I think we're better off serving the public. Just a separate meeting.
Separate special meeting.
Yeah. September 3rd, Tuesday work for any of you to have our own separate meeting for the open hearing?
Yeah, I think if we're going to push it off till after Labor Day, I'd like to do it right after Labor Day.
Yeah, which would be the
We're already
3rd.
pushing it off a couple months.
September 3rd it is.
Hey, Chris, before we do this, is it possible that we can reach out to Attorney Casa to find out? I don't want to schedule it and then find out he's not available.
Can I make a suggestion? The applicant provide the board with 3 dates that they're available in September. We then run it by the board members and our special counsel to see which of those dates is convenient for everybody concerned. And we address it at our next meeting on June 17th.
Third, fourth, and fifth.
Okay. And then that also gives us time though to make sure that Attorney Costa can be present on one of those days. And then also that your attorney can also be present or that.
Excuse me, just to let you know, Attorney McLaughlin is not available September 4th to September 7th. But that's the only date he gave me in September that he'll be unavailable.
The attorney doesn't represent the town or the applicant, so if he's unable to make it, then definitely.
Because residents of this community will allow our residents to have a voice. And I'm sure you have all agree that the decision is going to impact a lot of residents.
Oh, I understand that, sir, but I'm just, the point I'm making is that the board, if the board can schedule something around that date, they will, but we're not obligated to do so. And I'm just out of respect, because our responsibility is to our special town council and the applicant.
Well, just because I'm the chair doesn't mean the other select board members don't get to speak. You can also be. No, I agree. We have to follow the law, and the law states that we are to have our own special town council, and then the applicant as well. So.
But the law doesn't prevent you from also considering the citizens. It doesn't prevent you. I understand that the law mandates that special counsel and the applicant's counsel be considered, but it does not prevent you from considering the needs of Granby citizens.
And we haven't done so. I think Mr. Sexton has done a really good job at the last 2 open hearings, hearing everybody's voice, giving everyone a chance to speak. So we're not preventing anyone from voicing their opinion. We have a huge binder full of everyone's letters and concerns, and we are taking that into consideration when we look at the applicant and we look at the application that is in front of us.
My trouble is I'm not a lawyer, and if their lawyer is going to be here, you know, it would be a prudent idea to have a lawyer from the citizen also here too, to be able to speak to some of the legal language that's part of this.
Which I do understand where you're coming from, and like Mr. Sexton said, we're going to keep that in mind when we schedule the meeting. But if that's the only time that we can meet, we can't exclude that meeting because the citizen's lawyer is not present.
Right, and you mentioned that there are 5 Mondays in September, so I'm sure that there's plenty of opportunity.
Yeah, we do have wiggle room, yes.
Okay.
Yep.
I appreciate that, and if you consider that within your wiggle room, I definitely would appreciate that.
Thank you.
Because again,
All right. Sorry. Sure, Rich.
I couldn't hear everything that was being said, so if I repeat this. First of all, you said June 12th, we were all available. I think to push it up to September is
So-
unfair.
To clarify, it was the board members that were available on June 12th. The applicant and their lawyer is not available on June 12th.
Okay, the applicant, if they were ready for today, why wouldn't they be ready in a few more days? I mean, it's really unfair to give them 3 or 4 months time.
Rich, we appreciate what you have to say, but we're not scheduling a meeting with you. We're scheduling it with the applicant and their lawyer. So we have to go on their availability as well.
Yeah, I'll be calling the Attorney General to clarify.
All right, so as of right now, we have 3 available dates that we're going to look into for Attorney Costa. And if he is available, is the applicant available the week of September 9th? Like during that week, would you and your attorney also be available? Okay.
So what dates am I running by?
Can you run, well, just the 3rd, and then can we also run by the week of the 9th? So we have our
9 through
9 through the
13?
13th.
Okay.
So we would have our original meeting on the 9th, so we would prefer a different day other than our original meeting, unless we keep our original meeting at the 3rd and still meet, and then we could do the open hearing the week of the 9th. Are
Well, I
both
would-
of you here the week of the 9th?
I think it all depends if Attorney Costa is available.
Right.
I don't want to push it off another week after that. So.
Right. So we'll see if he's available on the 3rd, and then if not, we'll look into the week of the 9th.
So why don't we, we're going to come back and we're not going to know that until our next meeting on June 17th.
June 17th, we'll have a date.
So my recommendation is to continue the meeting until June 17th. At that time, we'll have an actual answer from Attorney Costa whether or not September 3rd he is available. If he is available, then that's the date we set. The applicant always said that worked for him, and I think the other people said that their attorney would be available at that time too, if that was the case. So we look at that, and if not, then we'll go back to the applicant said he was available the following week, and we can check with Attorney Costa as well for the following week. Anything after that Monday, I think Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it's fine.
Which would be the 10th or the 3rd. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 10th, 11th, or 12th, Chris.
Excuse me, I have a question for the board. I don't understand what the intent is here. Well, I think I know what I understand what the intent is here in pushing this thing back. But I just have a question other than that, because other than the fact they seem to be pushing this back for the convenience of the applicant, in my humble opinion. I have a question. James Stromke is the property owner for the proposed gravel pit, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And residents opposed a gravel pit on Trompe Avenue in Granby in 2010, according to an article in Mass Law, July 26.
I'm sorry, sir, we're not entertaining any kind of discussion about the open hearing. We are continuing it. That is it. So we're not here to hear from the citizens or even the applicant. We're just here to schedule a date.
I just have one other question. James Trompe is also chairman of the Granby Planning Board for the annual report, Town of Granby. Is that correct?
Yes.
So it seems to me that the board is deferring to him in every possible way. And
Sir, so
that's fine. That's fine.
So,
our job is to the applicant.
Strike it from the
Madam
record.
Chair,
Yes.
the
please.
responsibility of this board is to gain and obtain as much information that we possibly can before we close the meeting for us to decide. So I want people to understand that we're not just pushing things off. Sir, please sit down, okay? Please sit down, sir.
11th hour notification regarding a cancellation of the meeting as it was scheduled to be originally is
Sir,
really not acceptable.
I understand that, sir. With all due respect, our town council, special town council,
Okay,
was
with all
unable
due
to make it.
respect, I will leave. Thank you very much.
You don't have to leave. I'm just
No,
making
that's
it.
fine.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave.
Well, you don't have to, sir.
Okay.
So the point I'm making is that our town council wasn't available, and we found that out after our last meeting when this was continued. So therefore, what we have to do is have another meeting, which we are having this evening, and it gives the board members a chance to talk about what their schedule is, what their availability is, and we have some dates from our special town council in the day that, or days that he's available. So that's what this meeting was, to continue it. That's all. If he was available, we would have a meeting right now. Unfortunately, he wasn't available, so there's nothing we couldn't have the meeting.
That a meeting scheduled April 1st, that we didn't learn about that until noon on Friday.
Well, it was posted on Thursday per our bylaws. It has to be posted within 48 hours of the meeting. So that's when we post our meeting minutes. So that's when it was posted on Thursday.
No, I'm saying that the original date for
Yep.
tonight was scheduled April 1st.
Okay.
Why didn't special counsel share that before late last week?
He may have had a conflict that came up.
Could be
I mean,
unforeseen
so
circumstances on
those
his
things
end.
happen, and again, us as a board, that's why we have a special town council to help us understand a lot of these things. We're part-time board members. That's why we have town council for that, so.
I think that this was an oversight on your behalf. I think that there was a scheduling issue at some point, and that should be addressed.
But, I mean, I don't know what happened in his schedule, why he couldn't make it, but, you know, he's our attorney. He said he couldn't make it. We understand that. We want him here when we have our meetings.
So will he
unfortunately,
physically be here for the next meeting?
I don't think he'll physically be here, no. So, but like our last meeting, he was on a Zoom meeting, so.
All right. So are we?
Excuse me, I just have a quick statement.
It's again, we're just continuing this. And that was what was said, so.
Just a quick statement. It has nothing to do
Well,
with argument. It just has to do with, I think we really need to take our lawyer into consideration for scheduling, because depending on the decision of the board, there may or there may not be litigation. He needs to be present.
all right, well,
So
that's
we did hear
up.
your concern. Yeah, no.
That's up to your attorney. If your attorney is available to be at the meeting when we schedule it, that's up to him. We did mention that one of the dates that we're looking at is September 3rd, which I understand that your attorney is available. And then, so, and we did say that the following week too. But again, I say that with all due respect, it's our obligation is to the town, as the board members here for our town council, special town council, as well as
You also have a
applicant.
moral obligation to the citizen.
I absolutely agree 100% with that, but what I'm saying is that as far as when it comes to attorney, that represents yourself. That's the point I'm making. We have a obligation to the over 5,000 residents in Granby. So that's what I mean, so.
Thank you. All right, so as Glenn had said, we are going to continue the meeting to a date to be determined, either September 3rd, 2024, or we will look at the week of September 8th, 10th, and 11th. Or, sorry, September 10th, 11th, and 12th. There we go. Because 9th, we're having our regular meeting, so it's going to be the 10th, 11th, or 12th that we're looking at. Is that correct? Chris?
I don't think I'll.
Oh, sorry. That's a good one.
I was going to say, I wrote it down. So, regular scheduled meeting would be
Actually, let me
September
see. I have to stay away from the 12th. I can't make the,
Tuesday or Wednesday. That's what you said. So 3rd, 10th, or 11th.
well, why don't we do this, Madam Chair, if we
Yes.
can? So we're gonna look at September 3rd, the Tuesday. We have time to adjust our schedules so we can look at September 9th, 10th, and 11th.
And then we can schedule our regular meeting around that.
So we'll reschedule, we'll continue this meeting until June 17th. At that time, we'll have the dates. So if the 3rd works, then we can schedule a regular meeting for the 9th. And if the 9th works, the 3rd doesn't, we can schedule a regular meeting for the 3rd.
That sounds good.
We have some dates there, so. I'm gonna make a motion that we continue the meeting until June 17th at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
I second the motion.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
I know the noise study and they requested.
We're not even talking about any of that. It's been continued. Until the next hearing, where they are present with their counsel and we are present with ours, we don't take any material from them, and they're not obligated to give it to us until we have the actual open hearing with them,
Okay.
where we hear from the lawyer and the applicant. Yeah. So to be clear, for June 17th, the motion was made to continue the hearing till then to set a date for when we can meet with the applicant and their counsel. But no discussion will be had at that meeting. It's just to determine the date.
So you won't be getting those assessments until.
Nope. Correct.
Thank you.
All right. So we can continue with the warrants, Dave, when you are ready.
All right. Good. All right. Okay, I make a motion for authorization for payments for warrant number 72, dated 5/24/2024. A total disbursement of $177,149.65.
I'll second the motion.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
So do you typically say any abstain, any opposed, even though you hear everyone say aye?
I just
or-
usually do,
Okay.
anybody's opposed to it. And I'll ask anybody abstains, but, you know, someone say aye or.
Thank you.
Sure, now the AC turns off. So now we can.
Now there's no whistling. Thank you.
Ready? Okay, I make a motion for authorization for payment on warrant number 73, dated 5/31/2024. Total disbursements for warrant 73 are $310,000, $310,390.58.
I'll second the motion.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
There's your other stuff.
73, which is the one you read. That's
73, yes.
I haven't sat on this side of the table, I think, in 6 years.
well, I went to go sit there, and he's like, "You have to be in the middle."
73, so we sign this one.
Yeah, he did.
Yes, I think they're just. Okay, next warrant for authorization for payment, warrant number 73S, dated 5/31/2024, for a total disbursement of $259,704.20.
I'll second the motion.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We have no minutes, right?
Have no minutes to
At this
approve.
time. All right, so next on the agenda is to approve and sign entertainment licenses. That would be an new business.
Okay, for the Granby Preservation Society, 250 State Street, Granby, Mass. I make a motion to accept approve the application for a craft fair for our
We're gonna do
Uh,
the waiver.
permit fee waiver request for a nonprofit organization.
Do we have a second?
I'll second the motion.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
And then he'll read the license. So we approved the waiver,
Read the
so
license.
that means we're not gonna charge them for the fee.
Yep.
So you're gonna check off approved,
Sorry, approved, okay.
and then when you flip it over, this will be for the craft fair license number.
Okay.
And then you can read through.
Okay, for license number FM 2402, Commonwealth of Massachusetts, Town of Granby. This is to certify that the Granby Preservation Society, LLC, at Kellogg Hall, 250 State Street, Granby, Mass., is hereby granted a craft fair license to be held at the above location on September 28th, 2024, from 9 to 3 p.m., and a rain date of October 5th, 2024. This license is granted in conformity with the statutes and ordinance relating thereto and expires at 5:01 on the final day of craft fair unless sooner suspended or revoked.
What's your motion? Do we have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
So we did skip to the craft fair, but that's okay. All of them will get done at some point.
Was there?
It was the entertainment license,
I
but
apologize. Yeah. We did go to the craft fair.
yeah,
Because that's the one that popped up first. So the entertainment is. Alright.
yep. Yep.
And just initial date next to it.
Yep.
Some record that was approved.
Okay, entertainment license to certify that Jonathan, and I make a motion to certify that Jonathan and Naomi Simonik, doing business as Deer Creek Farm at 193 Amher Street, Granby, Mass., is hereby granted a license for entertainment license to entertain customers as follows: special events, weddings, family parties, farmer market style events with operation between 9 a.m. and 9 p.m., live entertainment consisting of karaoke or DJ at 193 Amher Street, Granby, Mass. 01033. License is granted in conformity with the statutes and ordinances relating thereto and expires December 31st, 2024, unless sooner suspended or revoked.
I'll second the motion.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Attached.
So, instead of going to the sewer fees, why don't we continue with the common victualer's license, since we're in the new business folder, and then we can go to the sewer fees afterwards.
Okay. I make a motion to waive the permit fee request dated March 14th, 2024 for the First Presbyterian Church at 160 West State Street, Granby, Mass. 01033, excuse me. Mailing address P.O. Box 455, Granby, Mass. 01033. For a type of permit, common victualers.
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 Yeah.
Victualers.
It is.
I read it differently. I found a different pronunciation of that. That's why I'm so
It's
confused.
called a common vic license.
Common Vic.
Oh, Vic.
Thank you. Reason for request, occasional gatherings outside of worship service. They are a nonprofit,
Granby nonprofit.
Granby
Right.
nonprofit.
Do I have a second?
I'll second the motion.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
You gotta read the license now. We just waived the fee.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
I apologize. I'll get there. Okay, to certify that the First Presbyterian Church at 160 West Street, Granby, Mass. 01033 is hereby granted a common vic license in said town of Granby, and that place only, and expires December 31st, 2024, unless sooner suspended or revoked.
And you'll have to read the rest. And then, did you say the number?
Uh,
Common vic
number-
license.
Common vic license number 2437.
I'll second the motion.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Oh, you know what? And the show on the front that we waived the fee too.
So this one is a little different. This is the application.
So you don't have to read that,
Just
you just
the-
read the common vic, yeah.
Common vic number 2438. This is to certify that Dave Keskeski, DBA Dave's Natural Garden at 35 Amherst Street, Granby, Mass. is hereby granted common vic license in said town of Granby, and that place only, and expires December 31st, 2024, unless sooner suspended or revoked.
His motion, and do I have a second?
I'll second the motion.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. All right, so next on the agenda is to approve and sign FY25 sewer fees. Chris, do you want Dave just to read what has changed
Fiscal year 2025.
in comparison to 2024?
Well, there's two factors that drove these rates for FY '25. First was electricity.
Yeah.
That went up quite a bit. And the other factor was South Hadley changed their EDU fee from $280 per EDU to $360 per EDU.
And before Dave was on, that was the letter that we sent to everyone, letting them know that their EDU cost was, or their sewer fee was gonna go up.
Yes. Yes. So what happens is then the increase from fiscal year 2024 to fiscal year 2025, the total budget for the sewer system went up 10.75%.
And I know we're the sewer commission as the select board, right? But the town or the tax collector is the one who mails out the sewer fees for us, and it won't be mailed out quarterly, or is it?
No, it's
two
supposed to be
times?
mailed out semi-annually.
Okay.
So based upon the budget of $278,332, the proposed FY 25 sewer rate for the community septic system is going from $290 per EDU per year to $320 per EDU per year, which is a 10.34% increase.
Which we have no control over.
Right. Then we have the Five Corners rate going from $642 per EDU per year to $720 per EDU per year, or a 12.15% increase. And then we have what's called the South Hadley. Those are the ones right on the South Hadley line. They're going from $280 per EDU per year to $360 per EDU per year, or a 28.57% increase.
Is that because of the treatment of the water too? Is that why they went up so high? Did they have to treat
I
it?
don't know what drove South Hadley to increase the EDU fee. I think they probably found that they needed to do some additional costs, probably some additional treatment, which caused them to have to drive the operating costs of the system up, which is then funded by the users of the system.
Well, unfortunately, like everything else, it's been going up. So, and their wages are going up. The cost to do construction is going up for the town. Electricity is increasing. I mean, the 10% is really not really out of whack as far as inflation. I mean, the 28% is a huge increase.
Yeah.
But the 28% is on the South End, so, is that correct?
But it's the Granby,
No,
it's
it's-
Granby residents.
They're
that-
Granby residents, they're right on the line there. Mainly it's like
Right here.
Mary Lyon Drive,
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
you know, Bittersweet, those that are right on the line.
so it all branches back in.
Right,
There.
so they don't come through our system to get to South Hadley. They
Okay.
connect it to the South Hadley system directly.
Okay,
That's why they only pay the South Hadley EDU charge to us.
rather than paying here and it going there.
Yes.
Okay.
And Chris, the Five Corners, is that houses that are hooked up to the Five Corners, or is that businesses?
Houses
Or
and
both.
houses
Okay.
and businesses. You know, it runs down here, down,
Yep.
202.
Pleasant Street, right?
It goes up Amherst Street. We go up part of Cold Hill Drive.
Okay.
We go up Pleasant Street, part of Amherst Street, down Pleasant Street. That's mainly the area that we're servicing.
Right. So I will entertain a motion to approve the sewer use charge system for FY 2025. as stated or as already read?
Second motion.
Motion.
I'm sorry, I make a motion to accept the sewer use charge system fiscal year 2025 as stated.
I'll second the motion.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstained? All right, next on the agenda is to review the motions for special town meeting and the continued annual town meeting for June 10th, 2024.
Okay, Town of Granby, special town meeting, June 10th, 2024, Article 1. The town vote to transfer from the Snow and Ice Department Personal Services budget $54,454 and the Snow and Ice Department expense budget $60,000 for a total of $114,454 for the purpose of funding $100,636 for the Fire Department Personal Service budget, $4,816 for the Fire Department expense budget, and $9,002 for the Fire Department capital budget for fiscal year 2024.
I'll second the motion.
Any further discussion? Do you want us just to read Article 2 as well? And just
Article
approve
2,
the whole
and then
thing?
decide who's gonna present
Read.
those two articles.
Okay.
Because we do know Fire Chief O'Neill will probably explain
Yeah.
the reasons for the shortages in the FY24 budgets.
Okay, in Article 2, the town vote to transfer from retained earnings the sum of $95,750 for the purpose of funding the ambulance department for fiscal year 2024.
So Chris, the retained earnings, that's from what they collect for the ambulance fees, correct?
Retained earnings is basically the free cash for an enterprise fund. That's the quick and easy way to say it.
Okay. So it's for the ambulance department, right? So we're just moving it from one account to the other account to pay the bill?
We're using their free cash to supplement the FY24 budget.
All right, so I know, Glenn, you had seconded it after Article 1, but do you want to,
I'll second the motion.
any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
So who will be presenting these two articles?
It's up to you guys, I can read it.
I don't mind. I don't mind presenting it.
So Glenn, you want to do Article 1?
Sure.
Dave, you want to do Article 2?
Yes.
The next one is the continued annual town meeting. Should be Articles 24 through 30.
So Article 24, I make a motion, the town vote to raise and appropriate $550,652 to operate the municipal solid waste department. And that $20,000 be raised from municipal solid waste receipts, $30,652 be raised from retained earnings, and $500,000 be raised from tax levy. This article is to fund the curbside collection program in town. It also funds the costs of taking our recyclables to Springfield Materials Recycling Facility and taking our waste to the McNamara Transfer station located in Springfield. That was a mouthful.
And just, we want to read the wages, expenses, and capital.
Wages were $5,000. Expenses were $538,152, and the capital expenses were $7,500 for a total of $550,652.
Chris, if I remember correctly, the last time we had so many articles, did we approve each article, or did we do it in groups for the select board?
I think we just read them and then decided who was gonna present them.
Okay,
And that's basically all we ended up doing.
okay,
Good. So continue on.
yeah.
Okay, Article 25. The town vote to raise and appropriate $278,332 to operate the sewer department. Wages of $11,134. Expenses of $205,460. And debt of $61,738. For a total of $278,332. And that $278,332 be raised from sewer receipts. This article is to fund the sewer department in town.
So, to give you a grade too, Dave, after each article, we should decide who's reading. So, you guys are doing this, the special town meeting is gonna follow the annual town meeting, correct?
You'll call annual,
Okay,
then you'll recess annual, call special,
okay,
deal with the special, and then reconvene annual.
for the annual, okay. All right, so, I will take Article 24 and 25.
Okay.
I'll read those two.
So there's a possibility you get to Article 24 or 25 for a special town meeting, it's actually, depending on time.
Okay, because we have to have a certain number of
Does
people.
it say 6:15 for special town meeting? I don't have that. in
I
front of
think it's 7:10.
7:10 for a special
So-
town meeting.
me. We open the meeting,
Do a couple things.
we get to Article 24, then we would stop the annual special.
Okay. Alright. So, well, you can read Article 26 and 27, but if you guys want for, you're gonna do the consent agenda, correct? Or not for this part because it's budgetary?
Right, no consent
Okay.
agenda this
Okay.
meeting.
Right, so I'll read Article 24, 25, 26, and 27, and by that time we might be, like you said, already at the special town meeting.
Oh, we already.
Or-
did.
Who would be? We only have 10 minutes.
Oh, because it's on, okay,
So
Yeah.
the annual town meeting is gonna open up at 7 o'clock. The special town meeting is at 7:10, so you have
we
10
have
minute
10
window.
minutes, okay. And depending on if we get started right away, right, if we're waiting for
Right.
people, it
Well, we'll
might,
invite the people, if something goes wrong with the mics like last time,
yep,
but
okay,
normally you get maybe one article of the annual done, and then.
we're
special.
back on the special.
Sometimes we don't get any articles done because, John Rivera is talking, or you'll be talking about the state of Granby. So that'll take up time.
Great. Thank you,
Okay.
yep, we're good.
Article 26, the town vote to transfer from account 30-430-5802, Article STM 121917, number 2, generator in the amount of $5,975.80, and retain earnings in the amount of $69,024.20 for a total of $75,000 for the purpose of funding the purchase and installation of a generator at the Pleasant Street Pump Station. This article is to fund installation of a generator at the Pleasant Street Pump Station. In the event of a power outage, this unit will ensure continued operation of the pumps in handling the waste material and avoid a potential backup and overflow at the site.
And at the end of that account, there was an ART. What's that stand for, Chris?
Former article.
Oh, okay.
Article.
Glenn, would you like to read Article 26?
No. Of course.
So who's doing 24?
24 and 25 will be me. Glenn will do 26.
Article 27?
Yep.
The town vote to raise and appropriate $421,782 to operate the ambulance department. Wages of $329,204. Expenses $108,976. Capital of $16,742. And debt of $99,695 for a total of $554,617. And that $469,660 be raised from ambulance receipts, and $84,957 be raised from retained earnings. This article will fund the ambulance department.
Chris, can I ask you a question about the debt?
Sure.
Because didn't we just do the special town meeting to cover the debt for that department? And now the debt's showing up on here.
No, not that department. We did every other department.
Okay. So there's a debt department for the ambulance that also needs to be funded.
Yes.
So it's not the debt that the ambulance that the fire.
It's not coming out of the capital stabilization fund.
Okay.
It is being funded through the enterprise fund,
Okay.
which is the way it's supposed to be done according to municipal accounting rules.
Okay. Thank you. All right, Dave, do you want to do Article 27?
Sure, yes.
Article 28 is usually done by the finance committee.
Okay.
They usually break it up amongst their 5 members.
Do I read through it all anyway?
I would just read the first part. I
Yeah.
would read every
All the
budget.
numbers, okay.
Yeah.
Article 28, the town vote to raise appropriate or transfer from available funds such sums of money as may be necessary to defray the expense of the town, including debt and interest for the ensuing year, and to carry out any vote passed under this article. Yeah, that's a lot.
So this is all the budgets for all the different
Yeah.
departments and committees.
I'm seeing that now. For a total budget of $21,881, $21,881,345. This article is to set the department budgets for fiscal year, 2025.
I second the motion.
I think we're going through all these.
There's no
Four more.
I'll read them all.
Four more.
One more. Four more.
No, we got 4 more.
Article 29, the town vote to transfer from the Capital Equipment Needs Stabilization Fund $220,400 for the purpose of reducing the funding from tax levy for fiscal year 2025 appropriations. This article is to cover the debt service on purchases that were approved by the Capital Improvement Committee in prior years.
Chris, what does that mean by debt service?
Paying down our notes
So just paying down the interest from the notes?
and the principal,
Okay.
Principal interest.
just like your mortgage. Or car loan, whichever way you want to look at it.
That's like a mortgage now.
Yeah, I know, but
Thank you.
Article 30, the town vote to transfer from free cash $892,394.70 for the purpose of reducing the funding from tax levy for fiscal year 2025 appropriations. This article is to use free cash to reduce the tax levy. Article 31, the town vote to transfer from account number 30-122-5801-000 bond premiums to be applied $11,470.32 for the purpose of reducing the funding from tax levy for the fiscal year 2025 appropriations. When the town borrowed money for the East Meadow building project, when the bids came in, there was a bond premium per Department of Revenue regulations. This premium must be amortized over the life of the loan to reduce the amount to be raised by the debt exclusion vote.
Sorry, Glenn and Dave, I should have asked you, does anyone want to read Article 29 or 30?
Yes,
You will?
sure.
You want both of them, or you want me to do every other?
We'll just, we have it do.
30, and then we just have the last two.
I'll do the last two, Dave do those two, so we're not going back and forth, back and forth.
Okay.
All right, the last one.
And the last article, 32, the town vote to assess the amounts raised and appropriated under these articles and warrants on the estates and personal property of the town of Granby. This article allows the assessors to issue tax bills to the taxpayers in Granby.
Do we have a second for the annual town meeting, Articles 24 through 32?
I'll second the motion.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I have a request.
Yes.
At town meeting, when you move the articles or motions, that you actually explain, like you just did now when you read the explanation of what Article 31 is.
Mhm.
And I think I'll cut down on some of the questions.
We did do that at the last annual town meeting.
You just read the motion. You didn't explain what the motion was for.
Didn't we call up each department head to explain it, though? The highway
Did it,
department
and-
head?
Department head
yeah.
Explanation. What was the
Towards-
select
towards-
board one. You know,
Okay.
Explained it. So just to cut down some of the questions that might.
No,
Okay.
I don't think in the past we have, but we usually don't get a lot of questions on the first part when we put everything together. So that's why we didn't do it this time. Usually there'll be a lot of questions. This time we did. So, but in the past, town meetings we have, there's always been a piece that what it's for, a little synopsis of it. So,
Yeah.
sure.
And we'll
So
get
the
to,
special town meeting, Chief O'Neill will take care of the discussion,
yes,
but for the rest of them, you three.
Yeah.
Besides the.
the
besides
finance committee,
What?
besides the finance
Right.
committee for Article
Right.
28. Okay, we can do that.
Your recommendation, take on advisement.
Yes.
I kind of like the explanation that's there. So.
Yeah, it helps. All right, to go to old business. Chris, any update about the town accountants? I know you had 2 applicants, right?
I have one applicant and I have one person who expressed an interest, but we haven't received anything back. So I'll be bringing the name forward of the person who has actually filed an application.
And that will be at the next meeting, June 17th. And then were you able to get a hold of?
Yes, I was able to get a hold of Dave Leonard. The work is basically done. They're finishing up the report, and he says that all work will be done by June 30th as required.
It's Lenart, right?
Lenart.
And what is that in regards to? I'm sorry.
Sorry, that's
It has to deal with the dam. But actually, the dam is really in a very bad condition.
Okay. Yeah, I realize that. I've seen it.
So we went through an exercise. We had an engineering firm go out there and look at it, to look at demolition, repair, replacement.
Okay.
What we ended up doing is we were able to get a grant through the state. We had to match 25% of the grant to be able to go out and actually do a full engineering study to see which way would be best for us.
Okay.
The option I believe the board picked was to do a complete replacement of the dam. So this year we're doing the engineering part. Next year we'll apply to get a grant, hopefully for the replacement of the dam.
And that was going to be completed by when? His work now? July?
The engineering work has to be done by June 30th.
June 3rd. Thank you.
And so once he gets that filed and the engineering portion of it is done, then we have to file for a grant.
When the next round of funding comes out, then we'll apply for the construction portion
Okay.
of the grant.
Do we know when that next round of funding comes out? He might know because he
I
stays.
think the
on top
last
of
one came out I think it was September or October that it came out.
Right, so for the open space committee, my update on that one, I did order the signs. Oh gosh, I sent Kathy the email. It was around it was less than $180 for the signs. So they should be in June 7th. So once those 12 signs are in, I'll put them around the properties at the park so that people can take the open space survey. And then we're supposed to be having a meeting in September or October to go over our survey results and to also talk to the community as well. So that's where we're at the Open Space Committee. And for the Open Space Committee, that's what we have to do in order to get any type of grant in town for parks and recreation, stuff like that. So that was outdated. It's supposed to be done every 7 to 8 years.
Yeah.
And we're on 10 years right now.
Okay.
So and we got a grant from Pioneer Valley Planning Commission to do that. I don't have any updates on the green communities. We used to have a green or an energy committee, right? And
Energy.
we have since not had an energy committee for a couple years now. We don't have, I know Glenn has put out a call for members a couple times, but we don't have too many people that step forward. So we are still following the annual reports. I know Pioneer Valley Planning Commission does it for us, but Chris has to give a lot of the information to them so that we are staying competitive in order to be eligible for green community grants. But I don't have an update on that at this time. And then Route 202 Mass DOT, we know the project's ongoing.
That's it. Just
They almost got the sidewalks in.
Yeah.
They're getting ready anyways.
Yeah,
Is that where the sidewalks stop, right? Until phase 2?
I think so.
Yeah. So too.
I haven't been to the other end of town to see how they're proceeding with the roundabout up there
I
on
haven't
School
been to
Street.
School Street either.
It seems like there's a lot more work being done in that 5 corners than there is down the other way. But then again, they may not just be seeing what's being done because some of it's almost, they got to do a lot of other work before they actually can do the surface work over there.
But like I said, I don't go up that part of town that
Yeah.
often, so.
Yeah, it hasn't moved much in the last week or so. They were there pretty consistently for a few weeks, but not in the last week that I've noticed.
Okay.
But I haven't. A few days ago I went by there, so I've been by it in a few days.
Okay. All right. And the One Stop for Growth grant, Chris, did you reach out to them? Have you heard anything from them
I
yet?
haven't heard anything back from them. So, And senior workout program, yes, I gotta put that to the top of the pile, start working on that even more.
And I know we had talked about doing it after annual town meeting once it's kind of slowed down a little bit. And then the town administrator evaluation, I know Glenn, last time we met, you said you were waiting for my evaluation, correct? And then from there, we schedule a meeting where the chair meets with the town administrator. Okay, so I just want to make sure I had that clear because when we talked about it last time, I was told that it was just being canceled altogether. So I just want to make sure that we're clear.
No, we can go forward with it.
Okay.
And as I spoke with our town council. And obviously if Chris has any concerns, he can let me know.
All right, perfect. And then I did have a sheet that's in front of you guys that I want to share with you. Jack Arquette, which was one of our select board candidates, had shared with me a hold harmless agreement. He does work for an insurance company. So this is one that he uses in the towns that he works with so that citizens in Granby could help us out when needed for certain projects in town, like GAA doing the clay or spreading the clay, helping out with mowing, weed whacking. They would obviously still have to come to the board and get permission to do whatever they wanted to do because it is town property. But this is an agreement that, again, towns that he represents or he works with, his insurance agency, has given to me. So I did give Chris a copy. I think the next steps are to reach out to our insurance company and see if this is something that we can entertain
We're self-insured.
through the town insurance.
No, self-insured.
What do you mean self-insured?
The town of Granby self-insured.
Self-insured.
Yeah, we still got
Their
some
own
capital
insurance.
risk.
Yeah.
We're still running by them. I'll run it through them and see what they say.
I would have the town council look at it as well. In case something ever happens, we have to defend it.
And I did have a townsperson reach out to me, and I wanted to bring it to the board and see if this is something that you guys are interested in. But if you've been down the main road in Belchertown, or Ludlow, or Hadley, they have the veterans flag on poles where it shows the veterans picture. It has their name, their date of service.
Yes.
And they had reached out to me and asked if it was something that Granby could do. So I wanted to get more information on exactly how much it is, who in the other towns who does it, how do we get this started. So I did first reach out to Dave Mendoza, our VSO, to see if it's something that he has heard anything about. So he reached out to his counterpart in Belchertown, and he said that they advised him that it was the police department that worked on it in Belchertown, Chief Pakunis, and he's waiting to find out more information on how to go about it. He left a message for Chief Pakunis, and he hasn't heard back as of yet. But he's just looking into it and finding out more details for the board before it's something that we pursue. But I think it looks really nice, and with 202 and even the center of Granby, where the old library is, the church is, the old town hall. I think it would look really nice going down that strip. So again, I'm just kind of collecting information at this time for the board to see if it's something that we would want to do in the future.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
I've seen them in several other areas.
So if the board's okay with that, I'm still going to collect the data and then bring it to you guys and see. And Dave might even come in once he has more information and give us a background information on what he knows and how to move forward on it. but I don't know who pays, how much they pay and stuff like that.
Definitely take a look at it.
I think in Belchertown, it was an application that you did and you submitted your family member through the application. And I think you had to pay the fee for it, but it might have been something free offered through the town too.
Yeah.
So that's why I was just looking for more information on it. So that was the only thing new that I had. Does anyone else have anything they want for the next meeting?
That I can think of offhand.
Right. I did want to say thank you to the police departments who came to Cops and Bobbers. Thank you, Glenn, for cooking for everyone. That was very nice.
I helped out cooking.
It was a great event. There was a
Hampshire
lot
County
of
Sheriff's
people there.
Office, said, over 100 hot dogs, 140 hot dogs, I think.
I had to leave early, but do you know how many fish they caught?
I don't. I left probably about a half an hour early, but there was a couple that were catching a lot of fish. One young girl, I think she caught like 8. She kept coming by and showing me every time she caught one.
It's good.
But it seemed like everybody had, it was coming, people were coming for a little bit and,
Yep.
doing some fishing, then they left. Some other people were coming, so it was a nice flow. It was a nice day, and I think we, we got some suggestions for some of the people that were there for next year, so. Yeah, it was a nice event.
Yeah.
Just a reminder of the Ludlow 250th parade that we said we were going to be in. I know the fire department's sending the 38 engine. I believe Chief O'Brady was sending a cruiser, and I think Dave DeRozier was probably sending a piece of equipment or two. So,
Yeah, I think Chief O'Grady, myself,
so
actually I spoke to him on Saturday.
And I think it was at 9 or 10 in the morning, right? The 15th, on the 15th.
I don't remember the exact time of it.
Yeah.
I have a conflict that day. I have a race I'm doing, so I won't be able to attend. But maybe it's on June 15th.
They're on my phone in front of me, so I will check that.
I don't remember what time now. I don't know if it was 9 or 10.
I could go back and
Yeah,
check out the email, I guess.
Okay.
I remember being early, so I want to say 9, but it could be wrong.
All right.
It's just,
Well,
part you'll entertain a motion to
yeah, I was
adjourn.
going to say, if there's nothing else, I will entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Madam Chairman, excuse me, I'm hosting an event on Sunday at Granby Park. Just want to make sure that I'm all set.
We did. Chris read, that was the event that was happening on June 9th at 10 to 4, right, Chris? For the tractor pulls?
Yes.
Those trucks.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yep, you are all set.
All
You are
set.
Very much.
And George, thank you for following through with that and making it happen, because I know a lot of people do appreciate that and enjoy it.
I owe a lot of it to my friend Wes. And we've put a lot of effort into it and we're moderately successful on short notice and
Yeah.
keep the tradition going.
Here we go. Well, thank you again for doing that.
Thank you. All right, so
Make a motion to adjourn?
I'll second the motion.
any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.